Hello everybody and welcome to my T-54 video. The T-54 is one of my all-time favorites and one of my most played tanks in game. So I think it was about time that I make a video about it. You'll notice two things about this video. The first thing is that I've recorded this video about 2 weeks ago. Back then we still had patch version 9.2 and now we are at 9.3. So you will not see any of the new light tanks that have been introduced with patch 9.3. The reason why I released the video now is that my microphone stopped working and I had to buy a new one. The second thing you'll notice is that I used the T-54 gun as opposed to the T-10 T2C, which is the more popular gun. And it's arguably the better gun because it has a better aiming time and better accuracy. But it has less penetration with armor-piercing ammunition, only 201mm as opposed to 219 with the T-54. So why are the 18 extra millimeters of penetration so important to me? Because when you compare the guns to other Tier 9 medium guns, 219 is already on the lower end penetration wise. This has something to do with the history of World of Tanks. The oldest in-game Tier 9 medium tanks like the T-54, the E-50 and the M46 Baton have lower penetration values between 218 and 220. But vehicles that were added later to the game are sometimes also historically later developments and they got higher penetration values. On the bottom, from left to right, you can see the guns of the Lorraine, the WZ-120, the Leopard Prototype A, the Centurion Mark 7-1 and the Type 61, and they all have higher penetration values with armor piercing, ranging from 232 on the Lorraine to 268 on the newer tanks like the Leopard and the Centurion. So, you can see that the older tanks in game are at a very big disadvantage, and that is the reason why I don't want to give up those 18mm of penetration. But let's get back to this game here, because I've spotted my first victim, a Super Pershing. And he'll cross any second now. I don't know if he's alone or if he has backup. We've spotted a Lorraine up on the hill. But we haven't proximity spotted anything around this hill here. And there he comes, and I get a nice first hit. I really think this is a very strong position for the T-54. And it seems like the AMX 1375 is moving in the opposite direction. And we still haven't seen anybody else here, so I eventually think that it's time to move up and force the Super Pershing into a one-on-one situation. But I have to be careful here because there could be a lot of people up on this hill waiting for me to cross. And the Super Pershing doesn't pay attention to me. This was definitely a mistake. I wanted to put a second shot into him before I turned my hull around. But now he's on very low health and his penetration is not amazing. And now I can go through his side, except if I hit his tracks. But you can see he's bouncing off of my armor and he doesn't seem to be using premium ammunition, because with premium he could easily penetrate me. At first I want to go for the top, but somebody else took him out. And now the AMX 1375 came as support, but it was too late. And I also got my first kill here. Since I'm top tier and one of the better armored tanks in this game, I want to continue the assault here. And I get some backup from a Type 59, which was of course in reality the same tank, but it has different stats in game. Our team did a very good job so far, and the enemies up on this ridge here got killed or had to fall back, and I can climb uphill completely uncontested. I don't know if you've noticed our T-71 in the enemy base, and at least 2 enemies have moved back to hunt him down. And this means even less opposition for me here at the flank, and I get a very nice shot at the back of this IS, but I bounced off of his turret. And he returns fire, but he only takes off my tracks. I fire on the move and miss, and now he ricocheted. It's amazing that he even hit my tank with an IS at this distance without aiming. Now this shouldn't be too hard. We are a tier 8 and a tier 9 tank against 2 tier 7s. But I keep missing that IS. And there's finally my first penetrating hit on that IS. See, that's more what I expect from an IS that fires without being fully aimed. Oops, I didn't expect this guy here. And while the Waffenträger bounced, the IS driver in his desperation has switched to high explosive. That's funny. But even with high explosive, not every shot damages me. Poor guy. But I keep missing too. He should have died long ago. These are of course the situations where I wish I had mounted the other, more accurate gun on my T-54. And I get a nice kill steal here. And the IS has given up, he doesn't want to shoot me anymore. But the game is over for him anyway. And now we've pretty much won this game, it's time to clean up. There are only 2 enemy tanks remaining. Of course one is an E75, which could still cause some trouble, especially for me with my low penetration gun. I don't remember why I turned back here, but I think I thought that the artillery was still alive. But somebody had killed him already. And you see me loading a premium round here, because there's no way that I penetrate an E75 at long range with my armor piercing. I'm pretty sure that this shot went in, but of course the E75 disappeared. I wasn't sure if I should waste a second premium round here, but I think it's safer to close the distance. Of course we leave no survivors, not even trees. And here's our E75 friend again. And I'm here at the right moment to get the kill. But RNG says no. What the hell was this? How did I miss that shot? The mysteries of World of Tanks. And where's our Tiger 2? You can't hide from us, buddy. We'll find you. No, I didn't expect him there. But our RT finished him in tank destroyer mode. So here are the results for the game. It was a pretty good one, but not an amazing one. I don't get amazing games lately. I'm a little bit rusty when it comes to World of Tanks. I did manage to get the second best score on my team, and I did a fair amount of damage, 3575 hit points. But that's what you would expect from a top tier T-54. I was a little bit surprised that I didn't get more damage assistance. I thought that I'd spotted a few enemies at the beginning of the game when I rushed down the hill into the middle of the map. But it seems like the Type 59 that accompanied me did all the spotting. So this is the second replay for this video. This time of course on Prokhorovka, one of my favorite maps in the game. This is the classic version of the map, but I also quite like the new, more war-torn version. Although the new version usually causes my frame rate to drop a little bit, which is the problem that I have with a lot of the newer and also with some of the reworked maps in the game. And I usually like to spot the middle first in medium tanks on this map. Of course we have 3 light tanks, so it was probably a waste of time, and the T-54 doesn't have amazing gun depression to begin with. But I think I'll stay in the middle, because we have enough tanks on the left flank to protect the cap for a while. And just in case the enemies try to push the right flank, I want to be able to react as quickly as possible. And our scouts are not the best drivers. But they've spotted the first enemy scout. It's always good to get rid of the enemy scouts first. And they've also spotted our second target. But that's a very difficult shot. And I doubt that I hit anything. If only I had 1 or 2 extra degrees of gun depression. Let's see how brave or stupid this comet is. Doesn't seem like he wants to come out of cover. We have quite a lot of tanks on the left side, but it seems like nobody wants to climb up the hill and spot the guys on the hill. Definitely not the most action-packed game so far, but it's not unusual that games on Prokhorovka start a little bit slow. If only I could see what's on this hill. And finally a target, but not an easy one, another T-54. And for the most of the time we can only see his turret, which doesn't make the best target. It seems like if I want to see some action, I have to play a little bit more aggressive myself. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I take one out, but also got hit at least once. And I'm lucky that the guys on the hill didn't react quickly enough, because I was definitely within their range. and they had perfect shots on the side of my tank. I don't want to get hit by that Waffenträger up there. Oh, but now our guys finally start spotting a few enemy tanks. 1, 2 in the Lorraine. And the Lorraine's out of the game. And a nice hit in the side of the turret of the T-54. And this T-54 still has some cover for his hull, and at long range he doesn't make an easy target. But that wasn't the reason why I missed this shot, this was just a very poor shot. And it seems like this Waffenträger is the last remaining enemy on the hill. In the end, our guys up there did a very good job. And I think it's time to do what medium tanks do best. Flank the enemies while they are distracted. And there's a Tiger II with full health, a very nice target. But he has noticed me and he returns fire, but only takes off my tracks. And I shouldn't have any problems penetrating his lower hull. However, he gets another damaging hit out. But it's game over for him. And I got hit by a tank destroyer who's hiding somewhere back here. There he is. And that's my third kill. But I'm a little bit too slow to get the kill, the arty kill. And now the famous race for the last kill starts. Who will spot him? Who gets the kill? And we found him. Unfortunately, I can only see the front of his turret, so no chance to penetrate him. Anyway, it's game over for the enemy team. And that means it's time for the results. It wasn't a spectacular game for me, but it was a fun one, and that's the reason why I added it to this video. I'm only in the midfield XP wise, but I did 2850 damage and killed 3 enemies, so I think I did my job. I did some damage assistance, but there wasn't much to spot for me, because we had 3 very good light tanks on our team who helped winning the game.